Smash that limiter! And my mic on, that would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't
cool.
it?
Yeah, now it's all good. I am having a rough fucking morning. Jesus. Okay, so I am overly tired this morning.
Yeah. What'd you do?
Which is why the title is Sleepy is Dangerous. So I was driving Ray back, and I almost ran a red arrow. Like, no one's on the road, so like there was no danger, but the point is like, almost ran a red light. So it was a green to go straight and a red arrow to turn right, and I almost just fucking went straight to the red arrow. But Ray's like, that's red, and I stopped immediately, and just fucking like, I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, I am so tired. I didn't pay attention properly. I just saw green, so I thought it was a green disc, and then I was just gonna go. If I did run the red light, yeah, I would have broken the law, but no one would have got hurt at least. So, but luckily, I have good brakes on my car, and yeah, so I was able to stop. So it's all good, all good. I don't know why I'm so tired. I actually had a decent sleep last night. Right?
Did you oversleep, perhaps?
No, I got up at 6. Maybe that's why. And my body just woke me up. I went to bed
at about 6.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You had an early one.
No, I went to bed at 6 a.m.
What the fuck were you doing?
I was drinking black coffee and working out. Well, I was weightlifting.
You're weightlifting. Were you still doing that? Were you still doing that weird thing that you showed us?
Oh yeah, I was working on that too. So I'm working on a music theory guide. I
really do not understand any of that shit, and to be honest, it's so confusing. I don't know if I will ever understand.
It's just a cross reference between it's just a cross reference between the major scale and its modes, as well as accounting for that
is working on there, by the way, in the pictures. He said that to me, Ray and I, and we're just looking at it going, what? So yeah, that is what he's been working on. I don't get any of it, but it's all good. All good. You understand it. I don't. To me, it looks like computer language.
Oh.
Speaking of
yes,
computer language. Okay, so I got a few different topics to talk about today. Did you hear? So you know how ChatGPT's founding company, the company that owns ChatGPT, fired their CEO, one of the founder guys of ChatGPT.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Okay, so essentially they fired him because apparently it was like miscommunication or some shit. Like he wasn't communicating properly with them and the investors. But the thing is, his argument was, well, what am I going to communicate? Like, what you asked of me this month is the same as next month. I'm sick and tired of wasting my time telling you the same results because these things take time. Just trust me. Like, I know what I'm doing. The investors want results. They don't need to know every really fucking thing. And he's working with Microsoft. The Microsofts were actually on his side on this one. So anyway, they obviously they got a bee in their bonnet about him or whatever. So they fired him. They fired him as CEO. Yeah. They kicked him out of the company, even though he was the founder of ChatGPT and he wrote most of the code, and like he's like him and another person. Hey Reggie.
Hello Reggie, how are you? Damn, that must suck being fired from your own company.
Right. So that caused a lot of turmoil, right? To the point where investors were kind of pissed off, particularly Microsoft, because Microsoft has invested a lot of money in this company.
I bet.
Because, ChatGPT's mixed in with, or Microsoft 365. It's like all invested heavily into this technology. And so Microsoft were like, we strongly disagree with your decision in doing this because we've been working closely with them and we know what's going on and we understand like computer stuff because, you know, they are literally the king of technology when it comes to computers because they are the sole creators of most things and programs and software that we use every day in everything from cameras to microphones to there is nothing in this world that hasn't been made that hasn't had a Microsoft influence one way or another.
Yeah, pretty much.
They literally are the founding like innovators of technology of computers programs. So you can't knock their knowledge at all. Like you may disagree with a lot of their business practices, particularly on the gaming side, but they do know their shit when it comes to software because they have like thousands and thousands of staff that know their shit. So they weren't happy about it, and so he ended up being brought on by Microsoft to lead their AI development team. And
yeah, I feel like this is a very similar situation between Netscape and Internet Explorer.
Yeah. So that happened, and then the company that owns ChatGTP, basically all the workers were like, if you don't resign, like to the board of directors.
Oh, okay, yeah, I heard about that part. Yeah,
If you don't resign and rehire him back, we're all gonna leave and join him in Microsoft.
yeah, there was like 600 staff out of 675 staff that was threatened to quit.
Basically, every single person that makes ChatGTP run, we're gonna quit. That's were
when
like,
you know you definitely fucked up.
So they all were like, "Fuck you, no." And then like a couple of days ago, they all no longer work there anymore. The board of directors. Yeah. He's now CEO again, and a restructure happened very quickly. So
yeah,
that's kind of interesting to me.
Because like, if you're the CEO, you've obviously got to know your stuff, and you wrote most of the code for ChatGTP. You're kind of one of those people that just can't be fired if you want the damn project to continue going ahead, because you're probably the person that knows everything about it. Yeah. You know how all the little tiny cogs work, even the cogs that no one even knew existed work.
I find that this is the reason why I don't like public companies. And the reason I don't like public companies, I think public companies are stupid. All right. Okay, they make a lot of money, yes, because investors invest a lot of money and pull them, support them. So there is kind of like that safety net. But the reason why public companies tend to fail the most frequently, in my eyes, is because when you get a board of directors that have no fucking background in what you're doing when you first started the company, and then you got investors that have no fucking idea on how any of that stuff works, dictating what you do in a company that's specialized in something like AI. And AI is new, so a lot of companies don't have a clue how AI works or how any of it works or how much money it costs to maintain or anything like that. So, actually, no, they would understand because they're investing money in it, but they don't understand the interconnecting parts of how it works. And when you get companies like that, and then they're all fucking like bitching about, oh, well, I want you to do this because this means we make more profit according to our research. And the company's like, well, no, if you do this and this will happen and this will cost us more and blah, 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 because they know what's going on. I find that public companies always crash and fail. Twitter's a big example. Because when an investor like, say, Elon Musk comes and buys all the stocks and takes control of it, he ends up running the fucking company into the ground because one, either doesn't give a shit, or two, he's doing it on purpose, or three, it's because he doesn't understand how that industry works. You got someone who's coming from a different background, going to a company that has nothing about, and then he's just basically destroyed a whole platform that's built years and years from people that actually know the industry. So this is why public systems don't work. Honestly, you make more money being private than you do public, and the reason why is because public, You can be the creator of a business, say Rooster Teeth, for example, and you invented Rooster Teeth, and then because you go on public, people can then oust you. Where if you're a private company, people can't oust you because you're the fucking owner. So that's why I don't like public companies.
That's fair enough.
I mean,
hello, Ray. How are you? What is it that you hate? Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Twitter that was doing that?
No, wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know that story. Ray, could you elaborate us on that one?
Oh yeah, no, McDonald's. McDonald's do like a roundup. When you buy McDonald's and you like, say for example, you buy something for like $15, they'll ask you for like, make it $20 and donate $5 to charity, and it's like,
oh yeah,
no.
I can tell you one thing: the Ronald McDonald House is a charity thing that does things, but I wouldn't give them my money because why should McDonald's take our money for donations when they earn billions of dollars to donate themselves?
Because they want you to do it.
Yeah, fuck them. That's why. I don't like that with companies like that. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, we got all these charities going. Oh, okay, how much do you donate? We donate your money.
Yeah.
We don't
and
see
don't
that
pocket
money.
A single cent.
Yeah, so you're telling me that donation doesn't go to your account and then goes from your account to thing. No, we have a specialized account that when you pay the extra $5, it goes. We take that $5 that you buy with your meal and we put in a special account, and that account goes straight to the charity. Okay, yeah. So it's not your money then. No, but we donate. Yeah. Yeah, I am actually against donations. I refuse. I don't donate to anything. The reason why is because I don't trust donation companies, because when things hit the fan in Australia, Spliffy would 100% understand where I'm coming from. When we have bushfires and things like that, the amount of money that gets filtered into the relief systems of these horrific events, only like 1 or 2% actually make it to the people that need help or the animals. So, for example, when we had those big bushfires in the eastern states, right, and we had everyone donating to that wildlife
WWF.
No, it wasn't WWF. It was like New South Wales or something like that. It had the word New South Wales in it.
Of course it did.
Anyway, so everyone donated to this fucking scummy ass fucking conservation animal welfare charity organization, whatever it's called. So they took everyone's money and then they did nothing with it. But all the higher ups, the directors and stuff, like bought like brand new expensive luxury cars and all this shit. And then I think they filtered
shady as hell.
Yeah, it was really fucking shady. And then they filtered some money, not all, some into the veterinarian clinics that were around their region of what they were looking after. But it wasn't until after the fucking bushfires happened. So they didn't use any of the money during the bushfires to help out. And then like Australia was like, what the fuck? And then Queensland needed help as well. And a lot of the charity events up there weren't getting as much public recognition as these wankers. And they were asking for help from them. And they were like, nah, we only use our money for our state. So what's the fucking point? Like... And the same with Red Cross, all of them. Like, you donate money to them all, and only a small portion goes to the actual where it needs to go. They pay admin before they pay anything else.
Yeah.
I do understand, like with these charities, it's non-profit in the sense that like the money's got to go to their paid workers as well. That's
Yeah.
understandable. I do get that, but when you look at like millions and millions of dollars in donations, you don't need millions and millions of dollars to pay your people. Like companies, not all companies earns millions and millions of dollars and pay a wage. Like, so it's a bit dodgy if you ask me. But yeah, so that's why I don't donate. I would much rather, like for example, during a bushfire event, I'd much rather me actually go out there capturing wild animals. I wouldn't donate for people because fuck people. I don't like people. But animals, like I would go out there and like rescue the animals and then take them to the clinics and look after them and all that sort of stuff. I would do that side of things. I'll do cleanups and stuff like that, like cleaning up the roads and getting all the debris off the roads. I'll do things like that, but I wouldn't do anything other than time investment that I think's more meaningful than money, to be honest. Because money, people get a bit greedy, and you don't know who's trustful or not. So, at least if you like, oh, I'll help you clean up your yard and you know filter through all your belongings and give it to you and stuff like that. I think that's more meaningful than I'll give you $50. So, yeah. Or even like giving someone food or something like that in those times of crisis. But I still wouldn't really do it for people. I'm more of an animal person.
It is very expensive to hire workers. I donate to
Yeah.
two charities. I donate to excuse me, WWF and Make a Wish. I've been donating them to quite a few years now. And one of the reasons is that it's a pretty good excuse to not have to donate to anymore because I actually had I was actually approached yesterday about donating to this foundation called XFAM, which I
Yeah.
was not familiar with at all. But supposedly they're involved with natural disasters and wars, and they were
Yeah.
explaining to me that they're very involved with the war in Palestine at the moment.
Yeah, right, right. It is expensive to hire workers, but in saying that, if they use the money to where it was supposed to belong, they can make. There are ways for them to budget things to be able to make sure that the money at the end does go to where it needs to go. That's the problem. Like me, for example, if I was creating a charity organization, right, and say I had 5 employees, and say the employees below me earned 50K, right? 50K a year. That's kind of like a standard wage, right? I would also earn 50K. That's the problem. Your workers earn 50K, but then you pay yourself fucking ridiculous amount of money, like 300,000 a year. That's why I think that pisses me off. It's like, why do you deserve $300,000 a year when you're supposed to be non-profit? You're making profit by pocketing most of the money yourself. Where I would make myself earn pretty much the same amount as them because I'm supposed to be a charity, which means I'm supposed to be doing it out of my goodwill, pay myself and my workers enough to be able to live off of so we can survive. But then I can live comfortably in a nice house, like nice affordable house, like a standard 3-bedroom house or whatever we all average workers live in, not a fucking mansion like some of these pricks do. That's where like I think that they go wrong, is like all the executives get paid ridiculous amount of money compared to the other workers in the charity organization. So that's why I think they fall short in their money. So
Yeah, but you're going to get a journalist that points that out, saying the Make a Wish not Make a Wish, the CEO or founder of a particular organization has one of these massive excuse me, massive houses,
they all do.
and then they'll find that the amount of money they make
They
is
they they all
starts to diminish.
They all fucking do. They all do it. The only ones that I know that don't do it is like your small little ones, like the community ones. Like for example, there's a youth organization locally around here, and what they do is I really like it. So what they do is they have a van and they just drive around all the known hotspots of youth and hand out free hot chocolate. And they do like welfare checks, ask how they're going and all that sort of stuff. You know, no one's not feeling well or anything like that. Making sure they're like, you know, they're okay. Just help, just not just being there, getting them free hot chocolate or free water bottles and stuff like that. They aren't wealthy or anything like that. They just you retirees that are just going around helping people. Even the same people that are on the ground that do Meals on Wheels. You know, they're a very small organization that doesn't get much donations, and everyone sort of works. Though places like I think it's Second Bite.
I haven't heard of that.
They are big. They are big fucking companies. They have full on warehouses and everything. Yeah, I think fall under the category that the higher ups get paid a lot more money than like the workers. But yeah, we're just talking about charity people and how they rip everyone off.
I mean, not for profit companies. I'm not really sure how the legal structure works around non-for-profit companies, but I mean, if you get to run like a company to make sure that it doesn't go bankrupt,
the whole point of non-for-profit is you don't make profit. So whatever money comes in gets equally distributed across all departments. So your workers are paid, your bills are paid, and then the money goes into helping other people. And that's what the non-for-profit, where like a business term point, right? Say that you charge, so it costs you $5 to buy something, correct?
Yes.
So then you're gonna sell it for $10. So therefore you get $5 profit.
Yeah.
That is
$5 revenue, but that's
$5 revenue, right?
Yeah.
Now that $5 extra revenue, you need to break it down, and then you got to take out. Well, the cost for buying it's $5. Then you got to take out on point something or rather cent for paying the workers. Then you also got to take point something or other out for paying your bills, and then paying yourself, because the business got to pay itself at the end of the day for upkeep and future renovations and stuff like that. Because there's always like you always got to have sort of like a kitty for expendability, and that's not part of profits. That's part of like just general business practices. You got to have money, so if something breaks, you have money to fix it. Or something to improve, you got to have money to invest in it, like that sort of thing. And then at the end of it, whatever's left over of that $5 extra is what profit you make, whether it be 1%, 2%, 20%, 30%, whatever. The non-for-profit, what they do is that percentage that normally goes into their back pockets as profit, they then give that to whatever their charity is. So whether it be buying food for the homeless or whatever. So that's where they don't make profit. Problem is that, like I said, that percentage that they actually give to the fucking charity event is so minuscule compared to the amount of money they fucking filter through. And sometimes you can see bogus charges like admin charges, cleaning fees, all this sort of shit. They'll just like make up a name so they can keep as much money as profit, but then it's not for non-profit. So they still pocket the money, but they're saying that, oh no, it's to pay this or pay that. But in reality, it's not actually true. A lot of them lie. So yeah, that's my understanding how it all works.
Well, I mean, yeah. Excuse me. You have I would assume that you'd have to run it like a company, and I think that's where I'm just going to leave it.
Oh, yeah, it has to be a company. Yeah, otherwise it will fall.
Yeah.
Because you got a budget and you got to have accountants and you got to make sure it's legal and you got to have lawyers and it's a company. But yeah. But change your subject. Okay, this is something that I'm going to teach you and educate the viewers about. Okay, I have recently I've discovered that I actually need to buy a scan tool for my car.
Oh, one of those scan tools, yeah.
Okay, so what a scan tool does is it plugs into a OB2 port on your car. All modern cars from 2006 upwards have an OB2 port, and modern cars like mine, it is really handy to be able to plug in a scan tool and then do a diagnostics on your car and figure out what's going wrong. Say your car's running sluggish, you don't exactly know what it is. You plug your tool in, you scan it, and then it'll come up with all the error codes that's happening on your car. It'll be like, your O2 sensor is not quite working properly. And you look it up, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it needs to be clean. So you get your MAF sensor out, you give it a clean out, you put it in, delete code, rescan it, the error code's gone away. It's fixed. Problem solved. Really, really simple do-it-yourself tool. And I'm going to show you the different tools that you can buy for people like yourself and myself, Spliffy. So they range in all sorts of different prices. You can get them for like $5,000, which are your top of the range one for your tuners and business professional range ones. They do coding as well. So if you need to do an ECU remap, that's what you buy. But then you also have to pay $50 monthly subscription for them. So then that way it keeps all your different models and stuff up to date. So it's really fucking expensive. Only for professional grade shit. But things like this one,
making money to afford that.
Things like this one is the sort of type that I would need because of the amount of stuff I do with my car for content creation, plus also helping out other people's cars and stuff, and they ask me to help them out. But what I would recommend you guys do for people like yourself, Spliffy, or Ray, or Reggie, or anyone else that has a modern car that wants to sort of learn how to do things themselves or save time and money to figure out what the problem is with your car before you give it to a mechanic. So then that way, when you go into the mechanic, you know exactly what's wrong. You can tell the mechanic what's wrong. It will save you time and labor, which will save you money because you've told the mechanic exactly what is going wrong. And also, you can double check to make sure the mechanic's not ripping you off because you've done a scan of your car. You know what diagnostics are going on in your car. Yeah, you don't have a modern car, Ray, but your car still has an ECU and this will still work on your car. Car still has sensors and stuff. Anyway, so, you know, you could get one of these and you can go even cheaper and get one of these. It's $11.19. So what you do is you buy one of these little Bluetooth devices, you plug it into your port, and then you download an app like Talk App or something like that. And then you can do it all on your phone. So Talk is really good because it's like free. You can buy it. It's $5 to pay for the premium. That's it. It's a one-off payment. And with the premium version, it gives you a little bit more accessibility and reading what codes and stuff are in your car, like transmission, for example. And the good thing about these, it just allows you to read the codes of your car if there's any errors or what's going on, and it can also delete codes as well. So like I said, so a code comes up, you figure out what it is, you fix the code, and you erase the code, and then it's all good. If it doesn't come up again, the problem's fixed. If it comes up again, then you have to investigate further. And on modern cars that, say for example, if you were to buy a car from, say, 2018 onwards, a lot of these modern cars, you need to reset the battery. So say your battery's dying and you need to replace your battery, and your car has an electric handbrake. When you replace the battery or your battery's almost dying, your car's going to get so many fucking fault codes, it's going to be a nightmare. And all it is because your battery. So when you replace the battery, all these fault codes are going to be still coming up, and it's going to run your car like shit. So what you need to do with modern cars is you plug in your scanner, and you got to erase. So you replace your battery, and you got to erase all those codes, and then run a diagnostics again to see if those codes come up. And I guarantee you, 99% of the time, those codes did not come back up again because it was your battery that was causing the issues. So it is common procedure now with modern cars to completely, once the battery is replaced, to erase all codes on your diagnostics in your ECU, and your car will run fine. So that's like a common practice now when you change batteries, is that they do a code delete. So this one's a really good one. For like a not like, you know, someone like yourself, Spleefy. This is for like someone like me that does tinkering as an enthusiast. Yeah. So this I would call an enthusiast level, an enthusiast level sort of person. It doesn't look like this one does Nissan though, which kind of sucks. Fiat Project. Doesn't look like it does. It do Nissan? Let's have a look at the schematics. For the Bluetooth,
I can't read the code. It's assembly language isn't up to date.
This one here, out of the Bluetooth ones, this is the best Bluetooth one because it's a more stable signal that is sent through. Because you got to be careful. Like, say for example, if you're doing coding or something like that on a tablet, you don't want to use that cheap $11 one. The cheap $11 one's only good for diagnostic scanning and error code deleting. That's all it's good for. And to be honest, that is all many of us need. I would not remap my ECU. I don't know enough on how to do it. It's really fucking complicated. I was learning how to remap my EGR this morning, how to delete it. And it is so fucking confusing and complicated that I decided that I'm not going to try and touch that. But yeah. I can understand why it costs $1,000 to do it, though, to get a professional to do it properly with a proper PC and dyno tuning and all that stuff. It's complicated. It's really, really hard because when you go into the ECU and you do a remap, it's not like I thought it was, where like you literally go EGR delete, turn off. Like that's how me as a logical person with like say PCs, like it's really easy to tinker with PCs because your components are actual fucking named. No, on ECUs it's a fucking code. And not just one code, it's a series of freaking codes. So it's like you'll go through your diagram, your list of all your shit, and there'll be like 2 lines buried amongst it all, and that is your EGR. And it's like, how do you find that shit? So
I think it's just something you have to memorize.
It's something you have to learn and spend years and years learning to do. So
I wonder, I'm actually curious what language is used. What is it, ECU?
ECU, yeah. It's I'll see if I can pull up a picture of what it looks like. But yeah. So you can get the Bluetooth one for yourself if you're like an entry level person. Or you can go to Super Cheap Auto and buy one of these. This one I would recommend. I prefer one of these over a Bluetooth one because if the signal drops out or something like that, it can cause some issues. With this is you're not going to have issues because it's direct line, so you're not having to rely on Bluetooth functionality. So yeah, a lot of people use these. These will work on pretty much any car that's 2006 onwards. So yeah, and then you've got that one there. This one's a pretty good one as well. Can do a lot of cars. This one reads engine, ABS, SRS, transmissions, all that sort of stuff. So a big example, Ray's car, for example, I'm pretty sure Ray's car's got an OB2 scanner on it. Her airbag light continuously comes on. With one of these tools, I could delete that code completely so the airbag light doesn't keep coming on. So hers is 2004, but I'm pretty sure it runs the OBS and whatnot. So does it tell you what cars?
From what I'm
Um,
reading, it looks like it's C and C plus plus.
any good or nah?
Sorry.
Any good or nah?
It just looks like it's universally C and C plus plus type languages.
Oh yeah.
Which C, I don't really have any experience with either of those languages, but
Yeah,
computer
it's
programming is not
it's
easy.
it's very complicated and takes a lot of training to do ECU mapping. I have mad respect for tuners. Tuners
Yeah,
are they're incredibly intelligent people that know their stuff. I wouldn't trust a standard mechanic with this shit. Uh,
yeah.
there's a
Probably
reason
better
why
off
it's
going to a
just it's
specialist.
exactly you're better off going to a specialist for this sort of stuff. But yeah, you can get them in all sorts of different costs and sizes. This one here is like really dedicated for Holdens. It's like an Australian one. This one here is for PCs. So your best diagnostic programs, obviously your computer programs, because a PC can do a lot more than any of these tools can. That's why tuners all use laptops. Uh, but you also got to remember that the software is really expensive to pay yearly because they got to continuously have updates because for every single patch or thing that goes through with car manufacturing or something like that, they need to update it. Every single new car that's made automatically updates it. So that's why they're pretty expensive. Um, yeah, the problem is I don't know which cars like you got to sort of figure out as well which cars is compatible for as well. But yeah, just something interesting that I was sort of like learning about more about this morning. I've been like looking at getting one of the cheaper ones, but when I was looking into more of it, these ones don't tell me what's going on with my gearbox or my transfer case or anything like that. I'd like to look at all that sort of stuff as well. So I might get the sort of enthusiast level entry, and then that way as well I can make tutorials and what to look for and all that sort of stuff. Because I understand the basics, like I know, like if I know the fault codes, and what each component of my car does. So if for example my suction control valve starts showing a fault code, I know exactly what to do and I know exactly what needs to be done to fix that code. So, um, so yeah, that's why enthusiast level one would be better for me. Professional grading is not a waste of money, but an enthusiast for $100 or whatever, I think that's worth it. And then I can help my parents out with their cars. So yeah, and my brothers and his mates, because none of them have a diagnostic scanner or anything like that. So yeah, it'd be very useful.
Well, I mean, like if that's all you need, that's all you need.
Yeah,
Otherwise, yeah, like you said, it's a waste of money.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Also, with the enthusiast level, you can do some of them. You can do key fob um, remapping, which would also be really handy
Yeah.
to
What's
be able
that?
to do
What's that
that.
all about?
So
What's that mean?
in
Key
modern
fobbing.
in modern cars, like my car included, they
Yeah.
the keys have a so I have a key for my car, but it also has a fob inside it. And
Yeah.
basically, when that fob is in close proximity to the ignition barrel, it sends a code to the car, activating, deactivating the mobilizer.
Right.
So it allows me to turn my car on. So that way, theoretically, someone can't get a key imprint of my key, copy it, and then just turn my car on with it. It won't work because you need to have the key fob. And that key fob has a very specific sequence of numbers on it. It's a serial number, essentially. And you got to register and program that serial number for each key into the ECU. Otherwise, the car won't start. So what the scan to functionality is, I, for example, go buy a brand new blank key and fob. I then I then go get it cut by someone. So a locksmith will cut it for me. So that would be like, what, $15, $20, $30, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I then go to my car and I scan it. So I scan the serial numbers and whatnot with it. And I then start inputting the code into the ECU and allowing it to use my central locking and all that sort of stuff through the scan tool. And then I basically program it into my car. So now I have a spare key. That's basically how it works, roughly, roundabout way, like in a journalistic way. So say for example, key blank with fob's $120, and then
Whoa.
and then usually they're expensive, and then paying like $20 to get someone to cut it, and then programming it myself. So by doing all those things, I could save probably $200 to $300 if I was to pay someone to do that.
Each key you want to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So last time I got a key done, I got a aftermarket fake key, so a fake Nissan key, and that cost me $230. $230 to get done by a professional automotive locksmith, and he had the scan tool and all that sort of stuff. If I was to go through Nissan to buy a genuine key, it would cost me $600.
Whoa!
So if I was to cut out the automotive locksmith programming side of things, I would have probably saved $200, $100, and only paid like whatever it costs for a key fob, maybe $50, $60 on eBay or something like that, maybe $100. I don't know. Prices have changed lately. So you can save yourself a lot of money by doing that. There is catch-22s though. Some car manufacturers just do not allow third-party scan tools to do that, period. Holden's one of them. The reason why Holden's one of them is the way they do it is so for VF Commodore, you can only have 2 keys programmed to your car. It will not allow any more. And people have tried saying, no, that's not true. Well, I know this because a guy I worked with needs a spare key, and the car will not let him program another spare key without deleting the other one. The problem is he can't delete the other key because he needs to take it into a Holden dealership that has the actual code that they buy from Holden, and Holden sends it in an email. So it's like an ID activation code. So it's like a login. So they have to log in. So then the ECU knows that they are a Holden employee. So then it will allow them to change the code to delete the code from the ECU. Forcing people to have to go to a dealership to get a key done. This is the most scummiest way of doing things. So, he got like 3 separate locksmiths and people in you and that to try and reprogram a new key. None of them could do it because they didn't have that identification code that you have to input in. So it wouldn't work, basically. Which is kind of shitty. So, yeah. Got much planned for the Christmas coming?
I'm actually going up to Queensland to visit my sister and her family with my dad.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a bit of fun.
Yeah. What part of Queensland, roughly? Like, so like Gold Coast?
Hour west from Brisbane. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
That's a good area. It's like
what about yourself?
I'm doing sweet fuck all.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I love it. I'll be working. That'll be about it, really. But I think it'll be a lot of fun, though. I think so, anyway.
Yeah, because then you just have like, would you have like a week off and then you go back to work, or do you have 2 weeks off?
No, I work all through.
Oh, right on. Even
Yeah,
better.
I just the only days I don't work is
Christmas Day and New
yeah, the
Year's.
public holidays basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much it really. Um, but yeah, it's not so bad though.
Yeah, no, it'd be a lot of fun. Anything particularly you want for Christmas?
Oh, I've already got what I want for Christmas, which is my AIO. Which my mum got me, as well as I obviously paid a bit for myself. But yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so you when do you start building your PC? Whereabouts, like
Well, so I
February
still
or
got
March?
March. My goal is to have my PC built by March.
Right.
So I'm getting a Ryzen CPU. Actually, you know what? I'll pretty much show you what I'm getting. What I'm building.
I used to live in our west of Brizzy. Oh yeah, what's the weather like there? Probably hot. Nothing out of the ordinary there, I'd imagine. Yeah, fair enough. Hot, sticky. Oh, I mean, I'm glad I like. So I'm glad summer's probably my favorite uh season.
Yeah, it is. I like spring. I think is my favorite.
I think yeah, autumn is my favorite, and summer is a close second, and then winter is my least favorite.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
Duh, 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 duh. Sorry, I'm just getting it all.
he's getting it all compiled, just
Getting it
like
all
the computer.
compiled. Yeah.
What do you want to do with the computer? You want to like learn a new skill, like computer programming or web development, or what's the other one? Graphic design, video production.
Video production. I would like
Okay.
to really fucking get on the ball running on that one. So okay. I can show you all. All right, cool. So these are all the parts that I'm picking. So I've got the case, I've got the fans, I've got the power supply, I've got the AIO. I've got lots of fucking hard drives.
Yeah.
I've got USB extension cables, all that sort of stuff. Like I got majority of the parts already. I just don't have the brains of the computer now. So this is the motherboard I'm going with, which is the Asus Strix X70E. It's white, looks really pretty. But I mainly want it because of the USBs. I could go for the B, but this is really weird. Like if I was going to go an all black build, I would be able to save a lot more money because the B series E X70 Asus motherboard has shitloads of connectivity, and like you wouldn't buy the X70 series motherboard when you've got the E Extreme in black, the Asus Strix, which has basically got everything that this has, but obviously it's in black, and I want an all white build, except for the graphics card's the only exception that I'm going to go with. So I need lots of USB ports because I like to do sim stuff, so I need lots of bandwidth basically for that, and this motherboard will give me exactly that. Plus, this motherboard will be able to handle the 8000 generation CPU, which I will upgrade next year, which I'll probably sell this on when the 8000 is kind of more matured. And I'll upgrade from this to that, and this I'll sell or give to someone. So I'm going to go for a 7000X CPU so that I can still do production video stuff. Then I'm going to pair it with the Corsair Vengeance White 6000 megahertz. I'm not going with the platinum or the titanium Corsair stuff because, believe it or not, the Vengeance is actually faster and better and has better overclocks than the platinum or the titanium, which doesn't make sense because it's the cheaper of the three. And then I'm going to pair it off with the Sapphire GPU, which is basically AMD's flagship, which will give me 4K performance, which is what I want. I want 4K performance. And then also I can play 1440p like a beast. So yeah, and the reason why I like this,
we all need dreams, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm building my dream computer. All right? I've had shit computers for such a long time that I want something really great. And so I'm going to work my fucking little tooth off for it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm working my ass off to save up for it, and I'm going to go all out on it. And when I get it and I build it, it's going to take up so much space and it's going to look amazing. And then I'm going to look at it every day and be like, it's a work of art. So yeah, I can't wait to have this computer built. It's gonna be amazing, and I'm gonna make a video of me building it. I'm gonna get either my camera or something and just record me building it. I'm not gonna do it live like I did last time with my mum's computer because I ended up losing my shit at the end. I had to cut stream because I was starting to get really angry. And then when I turned off stream, it was like, the one thing that Lian Li does piss me off for their cases are amazing, but the one thing that pisses me off with them is their labeling in their screws is just, they don't label their screws. So like, for example, the Lian Li Evo Dynamic XL case has a screw organizer in it. But then they fucking give you all the screws in a bag or mixed.
I guess it's just for you to figure out and work out to not cross-thread.
Oh, because that's what I did on my mum's computer, didn't I? Like,
oh, you cross-threaded it,
I cross-threaded two of the motherboard screws.
No way.
There's two screws. There's two screws that look fucking identical. And they're the same length. They are like 0.1 mil of a diameter difference in thickness.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell which one was which because I give it to you in a mixed bag, and that's stupid. And so, like, I thought this was the motherboard screw, and I screwed it in, and then I realized, fuck, it's not. So then I took it out, and then I screwed in the correct motherboard screw, and I mean, it screws in there, but it's crossfed. It's fucked. So I screwed them in anyway. They're just really super tight. The motherboard's not going anywhere because every other point is screwed in. And I did it again as well for the exact same. You can't tell the difference, and it annoys the shit out of me. So I'm building my PC because I know that now. I'm going to get my vernier calipers out, and I'm going to actually measure the diameter of the screws and do it properly and make sure I don't fucking cross-thread a single thing. Well, we're going to end the podcast here. We did a short one today because I've got a lot of shit I got to get done today because I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday, but that's okay. I hope you all enjoyed the stream, and I hope you have a good night and day depending around the world. We're going to raid into someone I've never raided into. They're an Australian, New Zealand streamer. I have no idea who they are really, but they are playing Minecraft, so why not play something interesting? So we're going to go raid into them right now. And thank you very much, Reggie and Ray, for chatting in the stream. I appreciate the interactions.
Thank you for existing.
Yeah, you're very lovely people. So let's rev our engines and let's get to it. Fuck yeah. All right, see ya.
Have a good one.